All right, so I'm going to begin reading this, and then we're going to decide which narrative technique is best shown over here. It says, I had seen S do 2 central lines, one the day before, and I'd attended to every step. I watched how she set out her instruments and laid her patient down and put a rolled towel between his shoulder blades to make his chest arch out. I watched how she swabbed his chest with antiseptic, injected lidocaine, which is a local anesthetic, and then in full sterile garb, punctured his chest near his clavicle with a fat 3-inch needle on a syringe. The patient hadn't even flinched. She told me how to avoid hitting the lung. Go in at a steep angle, she said. Stay right under the clavicle. And how to find the subclavian vein, a branch of the vena cava lying atop the lung near its apex. Go in at a steep angle, stay right under the clavicle. So I'm going to stop right there. I've already seen one technique being used. The technique that's being used is over here. Which one does it say that it repeats multiple times? That's parallel structure, okay? So it repeats multiple times. We're going to look over here, like what is being repeated multiple times? And I'm going to highlight it. You can go ahead and highlight it or underline it on your text. Go in a steep angle, stay right under the clavicle. Okay? He repeats that twice. So I'm going to go down to my chart over here, and it says, this is a model. This is what I'm doing for you guys. I'm going to say the narrative technique that's being used is parallel structure. So the narrative technique is parallel structure. Okay? Then I'm going to go and look at my purpose. So let's go back to the chart and say, like, what's the purpose of him using the parallel structure right here? Okay? So what's the purpose? It says, makes the reader feel what the narrator is feeling. He's building up to something. What is he building up to here? What is he, Gawande, doing? So for me, he keeps telling me he's trying to remember what S kept saying. He's trying to remember what S was coaching him through, right? He said it twice. So I'm going to say the purpose of repeating this is because he wanted to show that he was really trying to remember the steps that S showed him to complete a central line. Okay? So I know that he said these things. Okay? He repeated these 2 things. And the reason I said that is because he was trying to show us the steps that showed him how to complete a central line. Okay? So go ahead and write that down. All right, next I'm going to go to the effect over here. Okay? The effect. So the effect that I'm looking for is there's all of these over here. What did this make us know that the author was trying to convey? Was he trying to bring in mystery? Was he trying to bring in empathy? Was he trying to confuse us, show us that there's tension, courage, sympathy, fear? I'm going to say that the effect was that I knew he was questioning himself and that he was uncertain. How did I know this? He was not confident in inserting these central lines, right? So the effect was uncertainty and questioning. He kept trying to remember the steps that S showed him to successfully complete this. Okay? So this is what you are going to do for 3 sections that I gave you the text for, okay? So you're going to tell me, go ahead and get this down and pause the video if you don't have these 3 things right here. Okay? Narrative technique is parallel structure. The purpose of that, he wanted to show what he was really trying to remember, the steps The S showed him. And the effect was uncertainty and questioning. All right. So now this is what you all are going to do for the next 3. If you look at your paper, it says you do, okay? And there's a couple sections here. There's you do, and the she picked up 2-foot long 20 gauge wire. You're going to complete that one over here where it says number 1. I'll see that number 1, number 1. Next, number 2. We'll go over here, number 2. And then number 3 with number 3, okay? It says right here what the first steps are. It says step 1, read the text, okay? Then you're going to choose what narrative technique is being used, what's the purpose, and what's the effect that it has on the reader, okay? You can use this chart up here to help you guys out with what's the technique, what's the purpose, and what's the effect, okay? Once you've completed all 3 examples, go ahead and raise your hand, and you're going to join the class back in lecture. If you have any questions, please patiently wait and just raise your hand as we come around.